The approach we took on the K6 was to concentrate all the pipeline and scheduling control in one unit, both logically and physically, that we called the scheduler. The way it worked was the decoders would provide ops that entered the scheduler. At the same time, ops that were had completed execution and were ready to retire would exit the scheduler. An op would sort of enter at the front of the scheduler and sort of flow through it as it went through the different execution stages until it was ready to be retired. The ops would get issue selected to their corresponding pipelines. Once they got issue selected, they would wait to obtain their operands. Once their operands were ready, they would commence execution. In our microarchitecture, most RISC-86 ops took 1 cycle to execute, but there are some that took 2 cycles. Once execution was completed, the results got stored inside a speculative integer file, a speculative register file that was integrated inside the scheduler. It was this speculative register file that was used in the renaming mechanism. After the ops completed, they would remain in the scheduler and until it was time for them to commit their results or retire. At this point, the results would get committed and the ops would exit the scheduler. At the same time, new ops would enter the scheduler to keep the sort of the RISC-86 instruction window as active as possible. One interesting aspect of the scheduler was how we handled conditional branches. In particular, how we handled conditional branches that mispredicted. A conditional branch would get resolved very close to the point where it was about to be retired. Once it was resolved, if it was resolved correctly, things would just continue normally and the branch would get retired and removed from the scheduler. If the branch was mispredicted, we would restart the front of the machine, the instruction fetch and the decoders. At the same time, the conditional branch would wait until all the older ops in the scheduler would complete their execution and commit the results. During this window, it would not allow new operations from the mispredicted path to enter at the front of the scheduler. So once all the older operations had been completed and the branch was ready to commit or complete or retire, at that point we went through what we called an abort cycle, where we flushed all the operations in the scheduler at the same time allowing new operations to enter as the scheduler was being flushed. It was this central control unit that allowed us to implement the out-of-order execution and the speculative nature of the design in a very structured and clean manner.